Incredible Royal Flush hands in live events. Royal Flush is a combination of suited cards from 10 to ace. The probability of making such a combination is very small, just 0 and 8 10,000%. By the river, this probability increases, but Royal Flush is still the rarest, strongest and most desired combination in poker. Some players during their whole lives never collect and even never see the Royal Flush. And no wonder, because according to statistics, a Royal Flush happens one time in 650,000 hands. But to other players, poker gods are more favorable and they manage to collect the desired sequence of cards. In this video, we will look at the 6 most famous Royal Flush hands of the World Tournament Poker. The first hand in our selection occurred between Zang Shu Nu and Gabe Patgorski. On the flop, Zang made a straight from 10 to king, and Gabe had only a flush draw and a straight draw, with the 8 of spades that was not helping him at all. Both players went all in, and the ace of diamonds came out on the turn and changed everything. Patgorski's likelihood of victory instantly increased to 100%, and his rival walked away from the table in terror. The 7 of diamonds that came on the river did not change anything. It only decorated the table with even more diamonds. Another Royal Flush happened at the same tournament. Yu Wei-Xiang and Romain went all in on the preflop. One had a pair of 10s, the other had ace-king of spades. On the flop we saw ace of clubs, jack of spades and 10 of spades. This gave advantage to Xiang, and his opponent got a chance for the very beautiful victory. Pay attention to how players react to cards. Romain is clearly upset, but the turn card in 1 second makes his combination invincible. It was the queen of spades who brought him victory in this hand. The next heroes in our selection are Jason Mercier and live poker legend Chris Moneymaker. Jason made pre-flop all-in with pocket kings, and Chris called with ace-king of clubs. After the opponents opened their cards, the Moneymaker got up from the table in frustration. The probability of his victory was only 35%. Pay attention to Jason's green. He thinks that victory is already in his bag. On the top came 3 of hearts, jack and 10 of clubs. Chris immediately becomes the favorite. He has a Royal Flush draw. Jason Mercier is no longer grinning so happily. The 8 of spades on the turn again makes the situation in favor of Jason, returning the chances to the original proportion. But on the river comes the queen of spades, which makes Moneymaker the winner. Chris returns to the table and takes his incredible win. Next in our collection is a heads-up duel between Chris Ferguson and Phil Helmuth. After getting ace-8 offsuit on pre-flop, Chris raised and Phil immediately called. Ferguson got a pair of aces on the flop and checked. Helmuth had a flush draw and he also checked. The 6 of diamonds came out on the turn. Thus Phil Helmuth was already the owner of the nuts. Notice how the professional looks at his cards and check again, trying to demonstrate weakness. His method worked, and the opponent bet 3,000. Helmuth with a heavy heart adds another 5,000 to this bet, and Chris calls. The queen of diamonds comes out on the river, and Helmuth bets another 8,000. Chris understands that there are many hands in the opponent's range that beat his top pair, and therefore he folds. Helmuth annoyingly shows his luxurious hand and takes the win, which is very modest for such a strong combination. And here you see the hand where Chris Lovelace went all in with a pair of 8s against Dag Mikkelsen, who had an ace-king of diamonds. Players opened pocket cards and began to wait for the flop. 10 of diamonds, jack of diamonds, and 10 of hearts appeared on the table. The number of outs for Mikkelsen has increased dramatically. Turn further aggravated the situation for Chris, because Dag collected a diamond flush. Chris has only 4 outs or 10% to win. On the river, he would have been saved only by 8 or jack. It was very unlikely. However, the river gave an even rare picture. Mikkelsen made Royal Flush thanks to the queen of diamonds and left no chance for his opponent. On the second place in our compilation, you can see a confrontation between French Paul Tadeschi and British Philip Mcallister. However, a rather important role in this hand was also played by another player, Rabban Chori. On the flop, after a fairly long slow play, he called at last. On the turn, Tadeschi moved all in, and both opponents called. Ace of hearts on the river brought a Royal Flush for the British, and with a little thought, he put all in. Rabban Chori began to linger again. He thought painfully for a very long time, he rubbed his eyes, talked with opponents and examined them. And in the end, he threw his cards away. The decision nevertheless turned out to be correct, because Mcallister collected the royal flush and unconditionally defeated all his opponents. But the most powerful hand happened at WSOP main event 2008 between Motoyuki Mabuchi and Justin Phillips. On the river, the Asian player went all in, and did so with undisguised joy. The guy can be understood, he collected quads of spades. The probability of this, even with his pocket pair, was only 0 and 8%. However, Phillips quickly made a call and showed everyone his luxurious royal flush. After that, even he was surprised how he managed to beat such a strong combination of opponents. He's in the first place of our selection, as he not only collected royal flush, but also won the maximum possible amount of chips in this situation. Plus, he demonstrated on camera the fact that miracles do happen. Every poker player wants to collect a royal flush. Some succeed quite soon and almost by accident. Others during their long professional career never see it in their hands. Write in the comments if you ever collected the royal flush, and when and how it happened. And also subscribe to our channel, like the video, and don't forget to click on the bell, so as not to miss the most interesting poker news, reviews and compilations. Goodbye!